Jet lag. It can absolutely ruin your trip. I've been on trips with people who missed 3 days out of a 7-day trip just because they couldn't get on the right page. As a digital nomad, I am no stranger to flying long distances for short amounts of time. Recently, I actually did a trip from Paris to Philly to Vancouver to Alaska and then right back to Paris. And throughout that whole thing, I didn't miss a beat. Every single time I landed, I was automatically on the same time zone of the place that I was landing. So in this video, I'm going to give you some of the best tips and tricks that I've found over my years of travel to avoid jet lag. All right, let's call it what it is straight from the outset. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. You have to know your body and you have to know yourself well enough to be able to fine-tune the solution. But the broad strokes that I'm about to give you will generally work for the vast majority of people. And it will probably be a combination of a few things that I'm about to tell you that will ultimately make it so when you land, you are ready to go. And stay tuned till the end, because I'm gonna give you my personal trick that has worked for me for over a decade. So let's start with some basic ones. First, you can gradually adjust your sleep schedule. If you know that you're going to a place that's either earlier or later, you can gradually adjust your sleep schedule so that you're more in line with where you're going. That might mean staying up a few hours later or going to bed a few hours earlier. Second is something that's pretty basic just to health, and it's staying hydrated. It's really easy to forget to drink water or hydrating liquids when you're traveling because you have so much going on, but keeping your body in a good hydrated state actually will make it much easier to get to sleep. And definitely make sure to start your hydration process before you get on the planes. The air up there is notoriously dry. If you notice, when you're doing intercontinental flights, oftentimes the airline will adjust the lighting inside the plane to match the destination that you're going to. This is to try to get your circadian rhythm on the right track. It might be 2 p.m. in your origin, but the flight attendants might dim the lights in the cabin and ask you to shut the shades. This is so you can adjust to the destination that you're traveling to. Oftentimes, this can be a good time to maybe use some melatonin to try to get to sleep on the time zone that you're going to. That way you can awake refreshed and rested and able to just jump into your day. The other thing is make sure that you're eating relatively well-balanced meals. If you arrive somewhere exhausted after eating a bunch of junk, and then you immediately start eating more junk, you're definitely not gonna get high quality sleep. And it's probably gonna be at the wrong time. And finally, as promised, this is the thing I do every single time that I fly and I never get jet lag. I just stay up until it's time to go to sleep. I know myself well enough that if I try to sleep early, it won't work. So yes, sometimes this means that I'm staying up 36 hours. But ultimately, when you finally get to the time in your destination place that you were supposed to go to sleep, you're gonna be exhausted. You're gonna get a solid 8 hours and you're gonna wake up the next morning totally ready to go. This system has worked for me so well. And I hope that it's able to work for some of you. If you have any more questions or you wanna know a little bit more about travel or being a digital nomad, stay tuned. We have stuff coming out all the time.